Understanding Positive and Normative Economics. In the small town of Greenfield, there was a big debate happening in the town hall. The town had recently been discussing whether to raise the minimum wage for its workers. It was a hot topic because many people in Greenfield had different opinions on what should be done. At the front of the room stood Dr. Mark, an economist who preferred to look at the facts. He had a reputation for being very analytical and loved to back up his statements with data. He began by addressing the town council with a straightforward statement.
If we raise the minimum wage, there is a real possibility that unemployment among low-skilled workers will rise. Studies from other towns and cities suggest that businesses might hire fewer workers or even lay off some people to cover the increased costs of wages.
Dr. Mark wasn't saying it was right or wrong. He was simply reporting on what has happened in other places based on evidence and economic theory. His statement was about understanding cause and effect, what will happen based on observable trends. He spoke on the basis of a positive economic statement, one that could be tested and verified with data. Positive economics describes and explains economic phenomena in objective and measurable terms. Next, Emma, a community leader who worked for a local charity, stood up. She had a deep passion for helping people in need, and she had a different view on the minimum wage. She believed that helping people should come first, even if it meant taking risks. Emma began to speak to the council.
I understand the concerns about unemployment, but the government should raise the minimum wage to help reduce poverty. Many families are struggling to make ends meet, and a higher minimum wage would give them the chance to live better lives. It's only fair to give workers the ability to support their families.
Emma's statement was an example of normative economics. It was not based on data or predictions, but on her belief about what should be done to make society better. She was expressing her values, her idea of fairness and social justice. In her view, the government's role was to help people even if there were some trade-offs. Normative economics focuses on subjective statements about economic fairness or how the economy should be organized. The debate in Greenfield wasn't an easy one to resolve. Both positive and normative arguments were important, but they were fundamentally different. Positive economics helped the people of Greenfield understand the likely consequences of raising the minimum wage, while normative economics guided them in deciding what they thought was the best course of action based on their values. As the meeting wrapped up, the council members realized that both types of economics were necessary. Understanding what would happen, positive, was essential to making an informed decision, but they also needed to consider what ought to happen, normative, in order to align their policies with the community's goals for fairness and social well-being.